My favorite play from this game, well, I'll start a little bit on the positive side of things, then we'll move into some of the things we need to work on. Favorite play was actually these back-to-back plays by Zakee Wheatley early in the third quarter. It was a run play there by Owens, and he almost got away, did get away, into the second level, and would have been a touchdown if Wheatley didn't catch him from behind. Really crucial play to save a touchdown there. And then the very next play, FIU takes a shot downfield on the far side and goes all the way deep. Guy was open. I do not remember exactly what receiver it was. He was wide open, had a few steps. Wheatley closes the distance, cuts the gap, makes the play on the ball right as it's getting there. That's teach tape right there. That was perfect execution. Yes, that was an issue in terms of the scheme and positioning on that play. Guy should not have been that open in the first place, but Wheatley able to cut him down and make the play on the ball. That's back-to-back game-saving plays. They're touchdown-saving plays that he made on that defensive stop. So, Zakee Wheatley, those were my two favorite plays of the day. The run game was really consistent and efficient. How does rushing for 31 carries for 209 yards and 2 touchdowns sound? At 6.7 yards per carry, the run game was just borderline unstoppable. Ron Allen, 16 carries, 144 yards. That's 9.0 per carry and a long touchdown. That's probably my favorite fat game of his career. Just in terms of how the rest of the team, the rest of the offense was struggling. He said, hey, I can put the team on my back here. Singleton still played well, 13 carries, 76 yards. That's 5.8 per carry and a touchdown at the end. Again, he was not involved in the receiving game as he was in game one, so his overall production was a little lower. But I'm still really happy with how Nick's been performing early on. Still waiting for that big home run, though. I'm thinking this weekend against Villanova might be the time for Nick Quick's first home run of the 2025 season. But Aller's accuracy was an issue all game. Even with the conservative play calling, the decision-making in play action was riddled with mistakes. He flashed the elite ceiling again, as we saw with the TD throws to Ross and Dinkins, but those were few and far in between. Also, unlike week one, he was non-factor with his legs in this one, which I don't care too much about because I don't want him risking extra hits against FIU, but it still is concerning how uncomfortable he looks when required to run the ball. And he said it after the game. I don't even think he needs to play quote-unquote better, because I don't like that. What does that entail? I think he needs to play with more energy. And we can start with that, and I think he's so talented, he will play better if he plays with more energy. I think the fans' reaction was very overblown. It was very heavily influenced by the score at halftime, which means absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things. In football, you're never going to get perfection. This team put up a 34-0 shutout. And then to put things in perspective, I predict PSU to win 42-7, a 35-point margin. They won by 34, right on my expectations, just in a little bit of a different manner. Would you rather the offense be better and the defense be worse? Because I feel like that's a lot of people's opinions. They would rather the defense give up a couple points for the offense to look smoother, to maybe convert a couple of those fourth downs, to get a couple of more big plays. I don't understand that. When your defense dominates and throws up a goose egg, you got to be happy with that and say, yeah, the offense wasn't as pretty. It was a sloppy day out there, but the defense shut them out. That's half of the game. A lot of fans, I feel like, are looking at the offense like it's 90% of the game, and it's not. Jim Knowles is leading the best defense in the country right now, and you have to appreciate that and not take it for granted and say, yeah, that's half of the game. That's a big part of the ball right there. Coming into a whiteout in a few weeks, you're going to appreciate that when Oregon's struggling to score points. The offensive side of the ball is a whole other issue. We'll see if they can bounce back against Villanova this week, maybe in some better weather. And if that's the case, I think we need to stop worrying about this game.